the tunnels that Hamas has built over the years, they got the architectural plans for the tunnels from who? From Russia. Aside from the fact that Russia's been helping Hamas, pretty much at every stage of the game, Russia built a metro in Moscow. They are experts in building tunnels, in digging tunnels, in creating entire tunnel systems and pretty much entire metropolises under the ground. All the weapons, most of the weapons that Hamas and Hezbollah have are from Russia. Russia have been building the tunnels for Hamas. Russia have been providing Hamas and Hezbollah with rockets. They've been providing them with all kinds of weapons, all kinds of expertise, all kinds of training. They've been doing it for years. They basically created the Palestinian movement. Russia created the idea of a Palestinian nation, a Palestinian state. They helped Arafat. They trained Arafat. You can go see pictures of Arafat literally at the funeral of his KGB handler. For you college kids, you keep saying Russia, 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 and I agree with you. Russia, Russia, Russia. Everything you see today on your campus, Russia. I mean, Qatar is funding the books. But the methods, the way that you guys are, the way that you became basket cases, that's the Soviet method. The demoralization, the brainwashing, the slogans. Israel is an aggressor. Folks, you think that this is the first time we heard Israel is an aggressor? During the 67 war, my mother was 13 years old. She was in middle school. They put her, they meaning her fellow students, her wonderful classmates, put her and her friend under the desk, and they threw little paper airplanes shaped like MiG, like MiG jets, at her for an hour, calling her Israeli aggressor. My friends, my mom and her friend at that time had never been to Israel. They didn't even know what it meant to be a Jew. They just knew they were Jews. Sound familiar? My grandmother had a sister, and her patronymic name was Sonia. Her name was Sonia, and patronymic name was Izrailovna, because her father was Israel, right? You know what they used to call her in jest, as a joke? Sonia Agressorovna. Folks, this was in the late 60s and early 70s. It's all Russia. But friends on campus, you hate Russia so much, to the point where you think that Trump is a Russian agent. Everything that comes out of your mouth was orchestrated by Russia. You might as well go to Russia. It's orchestrated by Russia. That's it. That's all I want to say for now. Not that these kids care, because again, they're not capable of thinking anymore, because they've been so cultified. Honestly, we speak about this all the time, my friend Frank and I, that this has been one giant Gnostic brainwash scheme. And these kids, there's no one to talk to. There's literally no one to talk to anymore with them. But at least maybe, from what I'm seeing on my Instagram, I'm noticing that the newer generation, the next generation of Russian-speaking kids, meaning kids whose parents came from the Soviet Union and their kids were born, and these kids were born in America already. But these kids were exposed to, some ideas from their parents. I will tell you this. I'll tell you this. Thank God my parents told me the stories ad nauseum, even despite the fact that I was born there. But I was a little kid when we came here. They told me stories ad nauseum of how they dealt with the KGB and the system, and how and just all the methods and all the MO, to the point where I saw when a certain president was elected back in 2008, it was like the way that he was running things for all 8 years was pretty much the playbook, right? We saw this coming, by the way. We saw everything that you see today. We saw it coming. We saw it coming a mile away. My parents for sure did. A lot of parents, unfortunately, did not impart anything to their kids. Why? Because, okay, we're in America now, this can never happen here. We want to forget about this. We don't want to try, we don't want to, like, in Russian we say, мы не хотим грузить. We don't want to, like, drop a heavy load on our children, of bricks, of all this stuff. What do they need to know that stuff for, right? It's kind of like the people who didn't want to tell their kids about, the Shoah, right? What do they need to know that stuff? My friends, they need to know that stuff. Because right now, finally, some of these kids are waking up to everything that's going on. They see that they're being called a kike on campus and an aggressor on campus. And, some of them have been to Israel and they know the truth. They know that Israel is not guilty of the things that it's being accused of, as always. Because as we know, now it's not en vogue to do slander on a Jew, right? They've sterilized the whole anti-Semitism motif, right? So the next easiest target is Israel itself, right? It's a country, it's a land, it's a piece of land, it's a government. It doesn't make me anti-Semitic if I'm speaking against that, right? If I'm saying slander against that, it doesn't make me anti-Semitic. What is it? Anti-Zionist? Anyway, folks. Training, Russia. Architecture, Russia. Hamas architecture, Russia. Hezbollah training, Russia. Hamas training, Russia. Hamas and Hezbollah know-how, Russia. Palestinian state, KGB. Palestinian nation, from ex nihilo, KGB. Funding, Russia and Germany. Iran's nuclear program, Russia. And some Pakistan stuff. Know-how. Folks, for those of you supporting Hamas on campus, you are a Russian agent. You have rendered yourself a de facto Russian agent. I know you're holding up the Ukraine flag, but you're a Russian agent. So, as my friend liked to say, figure it out. if you're capable of it. All right, folks. It's enough for me. Talk soon.